Another veteran versus a rising young talent. Well done, gets into the pocket. Flames are shooting at the back. Big angle, he turns it up, man. These guys are going for it. Final inside clip. Lurking in the smoke, well done. Round of applause.
Welcome out to a new backdrop for the Formula Drift 2026 season. What a beautiful venue. Driving in here, you see the history, you feel it, and then just you come across this Coliseum that is Stafford Motor Speedway. Stafford, Connecticut, playing host to round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship and round 2 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Exciting. This is round 2 of 4. We've already had one in the books, and we'll get to that on who's on top. I'll just say it. Corey Talaska wins in, we're talking about Atlanta, an iconic track where he came out on top, and what an event it was. And just pulling up to this course, again, you know the history of it. It's an oval, it's beautiful, it's surrounded by these beautiful trees. You gotta love it. I'm Jared Deanda. Joining me here in the booth for our PROSPEC Championship is Mr. Matt Sopa.
Hey Jared, how you doing?
Absolutely awesome, man.
Right.
I mean, what do you make of the course, seeing the practice, seeing the layout, everybody kind of thinking they knew what this track was going to look like? The judges, the drivers, they conversed on what they expect and what they're anticipating, but what do you make of it?
Just shooting from the hip, when my first initial reaction, I felt like I was in a mirrored Seattle. Yeah. With all the vegetation here. You know, I live in the desert, so I'm seeing a lot of green. Yep. Felt a little rain, but and then the bank is not as a steep of angle as Seattle is, but you know, and then we got the sharp runoff. We'll go over the track here, but awesome facility overall. I feel like this whole place is just really well preserved since the beginning. Yeah, it's really cool. I feel like it's just a real amalgamation of so many different tracks that we've seen over the years. Like you said, Seattle, the track is smoother. I was talking with Frederick Osbo when we just warmed this place up, and I was talking about tire attrition. I think that's going to come into play, but he says the track is a lot smoother than Seattle. So as we're comparing to other tracks, for those that are in or at home or in the building, you can see we have the opportunity to do multiple layouts, and this is where we landed. I think you really got to bring all of it to this track. That big, high-speed, long entry, like you said, not as big a degree of angle, but again, I think we have the making of a great event. Connecticut, here we are in the Northeast, the New England area. It's just such a great setting here. You know, I just rolled into town here in Stafford and cruised by just a little cigar shop. Went over here. Right up your alley. I just went. Yeah, I just cruised the town very briefly. Old school theater. You could just feel the history. It's just really cool. So excited just for a new track, and we got 3 in the entirety of our Pro Championship, and coincidentally, the remaining 3 are the new tracks. How does that play a role in your mind? I mean, you're a driver yourself. I mean, we get a blank sheet for everyone, so it kind of evens the playing field a little bit. You know, Atlanta, there's a ton of driver data there from all sorts of teams. You know, we've been going there for, 23 years? 23 years. So, yeah, it's kind of an even, like the rain's an equalizer, but a new track is definitely a bigger one. Yeah, like you said, no data, new track. You don't know what to expect. Mother Nature could show up. And as I was talking about that, there is the remainder of the schedule. Here we are in Stafford. We move on to Indy Raceway Park, not Indy Motor Speedway, not where they hold the Indy 500, but closer into town. It's the Lucas Oil track and facility. And then we finish it out at a new track, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which we have gone to before, but have not utilized the bull ring. We have seen drifting there before with Hot Pit Auto Fest, Jeff Jones and his curation. I understand Jeff's not going to be here this weekend. He bent his pinky 90 degrees in Orlando, which is T's and P's. T's and P's out, Tim. You know what it stands for? Thoughts and prayers. All right, taking a look at our driver championship and our Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Corey Talaska, who's looking really good in practice. I feel like just this year, coming this season, even last year, I'd say, just has a different perspective on the way he's driving, his program, his professionalism. He's having fun. Exactly what I was going to mention. But also he's refined his craft. So
And proof in that is he comes out on top. Coming to this round, he comes out on top in Atlanta. Jason Webb coming all the way from South Africa. His first ever event, he gets second place. And Dimitri Brutsky, you know him, you love him, you know how talented he is. Jerry Johnson, finding out that he is J3, dude.
Yeah.
Joshua Jerry Johnson, dude. By the way, Jerry, didn't know that at all. And then is Magmumi here?
He certainly is. And going back to Johnson there, he built that Corvette and took fourth place in 40 days.
So cool.
A little over a month.
So cool. Tyler Mayer, Dustin Farrell, Braden Lawns, as well as, again, Cameron Sorensen, the young buck, dude. Mr. Heisman there, Shelly Hansen, Hard Candy, Casey Cole, Bystrak, Chris Leonard, Cotty Dempster, Cava Cardosa, Levi Waite, Matt Schulman, Brian Hoplamazian, a.k.a. Hollywood Hop. You can see how we're rounding out. Drifter J is in the building. Sean Booth, Ryan Kaufman, Brian Wills the Thrills, Carson Ruger. Great attitude. We know what he's capable of. Would really like to see him come to fruition. And we're seeing a lot of drivers with 0 points, but keep in mind, this is only round 2 of 4. Colette, Kelsey, Amanda. Let's get it going, right? Adam Knapik, Kelsey Rawlings, Joshua Stewart. So many names here up in the mix, ready to see how it goes down here on the far side of the track. That is our PROSPEC pit. Again, just really enjoying the facility. The staff has been nothing but amazing, just Absolutely. The vibes here. Do you ever go to events? I know for me, having announced events for 23 years, go to one, I'm like, dude, I just want to crack a beer, hang out, and watch. This feels like one of those events. I'm like, Absolutely. You know what? I'm out of here. I'm going to go enjoy
I'll take it from here, Jared.
Right, right. You got this.
So our first battle of our seeding is going to be Levi Wade against Cabot Cardoso. It's going to be straight out of the gate. And then JD, he was absent last round, so he'll be back going up against Krycek Krutel. Matt Wright, Reshetsky going against Dustin Stiles for Miles, Sean Booth, Lewis Lance. On the other side of the bracket, we got Matt Schulman and Brian Hopp, kind of right out of the gate, a couple big hitters there. Christian Catrone and Carson Ruger. Jacob Duncan going to go up against Alan Boss and Aiden Copham. And Kelsey Rawlings, and Rawlings had we had a big oil down with her as well, but it turned out to be just an oil line. So that's
great.
News. Yeah,
that's good news for her.
Not the block.
Yeah, and right before we were just about to hit play here, and on our production, unfortunately, Hard Candy, she might have a Hard Candy shell, but unfortunately, within that, she dumped on the track.
Chocolate got out.
Yeah. So again, we are cleaning up the track there, but you really got to bring it. That high bank, the crossover in the killer crossover, and then the outside zones going into front zones. Race Data Labs, big announcement earlier in the drivers meeting on the facilitation of using the RDL. It can upload it immediately, really cool. But again, keep in mind that we are doing the seating brackets and PROSPEC, but we've gone back to a more traditional single vehicle qualifying run. We're going to see that later this evening. Right. The pros, notoriously, James Dean said at the banquet, mic drop, bring back qualifying, bring back single run. Don't know how it feels right now about it. I mean, I think everybody's kind of, again, over the years, we've seen different iterations of who the judging panel is, how we're judging it, what's going on, how many, what technology, and the RDL, here we are, the Race Data Labs, the Wally is the unit. They've been such a great addition, and with every round, Michael, Will, and the team have done such a good job of being really progressive, as well as we're trying to inform y'all as much as we possibly can. So with every round, we're trying to educate you. So let's educate you a little bit more on Race Data Labs and the Wally.
Give it to me.
If you are new to Formula Drift or a seasoned fan, you probably have noticed that the most significant and game-changing element of this season has to do with that little dial right here, and also this here. For most of drifting's history, fans could only see what happened. Now, we can measure it. Say hello to Wally, Formula Drift's advanced telemetry and vehicle dynamics platform. Built exclusively by Race Data Labs, Wally was designed specifically for one of motorsports' most complex disciplines, drifting. Every car is equipped with an advanced sensor package capable of measuring position, movement, speed, acceleration, rotation, and vehicle dynamics in real time. But Wally doesn't just track where a car is. It understands how a car moves. The system can locate a vehicle to within approximately 1 centimeter and measure drift angle with accuracy better than 2 degrees. Every run is sampled at up to 100 times per second, creating a detailed digital record of every moment on track. Throttle changes, braking inputs, acceleration, deceleration, angle, line, proximity, all measured, all recorded, all available for analysis. But what makes Wally unique is that it was specifically built for drifting. Every Formula Drift competition vehicle is digitally modeled, creating a precise virtual representation of the car. And this allows the system to not only understand where the GPS antenna is located, but exactly where the vehicle itself exists in space, down to the wheels, bodywork, and critical reference points used during competition, like inside zones and outside zones. The result is a level of precision never before seen in professional drifting. During qualifying, Wally can verify how closely a driver follows a prescribed course while maintaining speed and angle. And it's worth noting that Wally is the fundamental reason why qualifying could come back in 2-run format in the first place, because Wally can perform judging mechanics like line and angle at many times faster than a human judge, making it possible to fit into a weekend with 2 championship series. During tandem competition, Wally can analyze closing rates, acceleration differences, vehicle placement, and proximity between competitors with extraordinary detail. And perhaps most importantly, Wally doesn't rely on artificial intelligence to make decisions. There is no black box, no hidden algorithm. Instead, objective data is processed through transparent procedures established by Formula Drift and Race Data Labs. And then the last layer is taking that data directly from the system and putting it right into the broadcast for all the fans to see. The goal is not to replace human judgment. Judges, tandeming side by side, style, these are all the things that make the sport sexy, and we never want them to go away. The goal is not to take that away. The goal is to provide measurable facts, to support consistency, to increase transparency, and to give officials, teams, drivers, and fans a deeper understanding of what actually just happened on track. For decades, drifting has been judged by what we can see, but now for the first time, we can measure it. And this very much is the future of Formula Drift.
Adam LZ here to tell you that Motorsports has taken me just about everywhere. And no matter the scenario, Link ECU is the answer. The flexibility Link gives me for drifting, the precision I need on track, the durability to handle off the track, and the reliability you want in a daily driver. Even when pushing an entire motorsport to a bigger level, Link ECU has been with me every step of the way.
BC Forged Wheels, custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged, proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2026.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts has help. Need some advice? We got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
With the Canon ImagePrograph Pro 1100 professional photo printer, my images come alive in print. What I see through my lens is what you see on the wall. Vivid, detailed, and accurate.
We're back again. We're in Atlanta, second round for the 2026 O'Reilly Auto Part Random Part Challenge. I'm with my boy.
Random Auto Part Challenge.
Matt Field.
All right.
What that is. Is it heavy? Then it's expensive.
It's the weight that I would guess it would be.
Yeah, right?
Trying to open it up.
And I definitely don't know what it is.
Where did you get this thing, dude?
O'Reilly Auto Parts, brother.
Window, motor, regular, or a blend door. This is a blend door motor.
Holy shit. I mean, yeah, there was like a fancy name for it, but that's exactly what it is, right?
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna get it this time, whatever it, oh my God, what is this?
It's made of plastic. He's like, dude, we don't have this stuff.
It's a motor of some kind. Door lock actuator?
I mean, you were dang close on the first one.
AC vent motor.
Does that count? Does that count?
Climate control, terminal air door actuator.
I would have never guessed those terminologies.
Like, if you told me that was on my car, I'd be like, what'd you call me, bro?
Do I get to keep this or what?
Sure. I'll bring it back. We'll sell it to you cheap. No. Everybody sees me coming down, they're like, oh,
like,
come
oh,
on.
here we go.
Come on, this guy.
It's like an RC for my kid.
Oh, it's the self-destruct solenoid. Just hit that button, you just blow your car to pieces.
Everything. Control? AC control?
Yeah! That'll work, we'll take it.
Yeah, it's
Climate control terminal air door actuator for a 2006 or 9 Chrysler Pacifica.
okay, un controlador que va del aire para controlar la temperatura del carro.
That's what I said.
All right, the stage is set and the track is clear. Amazing staff. They definitely expedited when we get a little spill out there on track. Throw it on the kitty litter, absorb the fluids, and get us right back to the action. So we are just moments away from clutch kicking our way into our seeding brackets in our PROSPEC Championship. Like I said, just look at the rolling hills of Connecticut, the beautiful New England area. A little bit of wind. Got some big gusts, man. I know the U.S. Open's going down in New York, 30-mile-per-hour winds. We got about 20 mile per hour, 25.
Think so, judging by the cannon flag here?
Yep, 25. 25. I'd
Give or take
lick the finger, put it up in the air, you know, just feel the energy, you know.
It's feeling pretty good today. I mean, conditions couldn't be much better.
I mean, I feel like an airbender here. Getting the stage set.
So we got
our judges, Robin Ishida in the building, but just more of a sign photographer and a consultant for the judges.
He's standing in for Larry.
Yeah, he's standing for Larry Chen. Pikes Peak's going on. You got Pikes Peak this weekend. You got, what else? You got the U.S. Open of Golf, which is not motorsports, but also, dude, NASCAR, San Diego, North Island. That's going to be sick, too. So I'm excited for that. Fortunately, Andy Luck is in the building, so if anybody is concerned, Andy is here if anything needs to get done. So I think Andy needs to jump on one of those quads and needs to start.
Look, that thing's on Hoosiers.
Dude.
This is a racetrack.
That is a race quad right there. Look at that thing. Ripping it up. I am Jared Deanna, the voice of Formula Drift. Thank you, Andy. You can leave now. All right, so we are getting set.
Hopefully,
and you can see our,
Well, we got the cleanup going on. Looks like they're getting suited and booted here. That's Levi Wade on the right there in that E36 with the splatter paint livery, and Cardoso in that S13 hatch. Looks like he's getting in the vehicle and strapped up.
PROSPEC field, what do you make of it? I mean, we have 3 PROSPEC drivers jumped up to pro. Cole Richards. Do we know status of his car earlier in practice? Cole went pretty hard in the wall, was with Cody Buchanan 2 weekends ago up at Brainerd Raceway. Have you been to Brainerd, by the way?
No, I haven't.
Dude, sick track, amazing track.
Got last night.
Yeah, Christy, Caden, yeah, amazing.
But yeah, I feel like he's got a good team and a little bit of time there to get a qualifying lap before
Talking about Cole Richards.
Yeah, Cole Richards.
Bouncing around here.
No worries. But yeah, like I always go back to this term sleeper cell. Like any PROSPEC, the rounds are so weighted, but anybody can take it. They come out of nowhere and just knock our socks off. And really win some battles and get those points. just last year in Utah. That was like such a crazy ending to the year where Buchanan came out and took the championship. So, and he made the jump to Alaska, was showing his temperament here and showing us why he took first last round. So yeah, it's just like anybody's game here in ProSpec, and you can't sleep on anybody.
And in this track in particular, like we talked about the no data, but also you got to consider for the rookies in ProSpec, a lot of them favor more ovals and some favor more traditional race tracks. So you really got to bring all of it here, because you have that big bank, you have the power alley, you have the killer crossover from the outside to inside to outside, and just dragging it all the way across the finish line. So some of the drivers, again, favor the ovals, and in a track like this, it's really going to highlight those drivers that can really bring Leatherman all of it to that gunfight, or somebody that has kind of a singular note driving style. So as we are going to be going to a third battle because of competition timeout. So and in regards to competition timeout, that is a 5-minute allotment. They get one in qualifying, and then they do get one in competition game day for ProSpec. That will be tomorrow, Friday, and then Saturday will be game day for Pro. So again, an independent run there. So, all right. I know the Brainerd staff is watching, Christy, Sarah, the whole gang. Like I said, a really great weekend. 2 weekends ago, was at Grid Life this past weekend, but up in Minnesota, way the heck up there in Brainerd, Minnesota. The Sea Boys, got to hang out with them, and the Amish dude and all that. Forsberg was out there, Cody Buchanan. So what accent am I using? My director's son, what accent am I? Oh, Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
I feel contractually you have to do it.
I grew up next to Minnesota. You can't not say Minnesota without soda.
Soda, yeah, exactly. So I'm getting chastised here.
It's okay. No harm, no foul.
Exactly. Wisconsin, right? I mean, you got a mansion in Wisconsin.
Like near Milwaukee.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe go over to Duluth for a little holiday.
Duluth. Oh, I love it, dude. Duluth's a great area too. Again, it's been just such a fun kicking off the summer season. Just like there are so many things going down. We're seeing unique weather all across the globe. So. And right now, we got ideal conditions, a little bit of wind, which also equates to the smoke being cleared out a lot sooner.
I like that part. Especially
Yeah.
when I'm on track, I'm like, let's go. We can just rip some runs in practice and in comp, because usually at nighttime, like in Orlando, man, that thing is just a little bowl. Just simmers there.
Oh, dude.
You bathe in the smoke.
And you bathing in smoke, you're bathing in your own sweat.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, just our previous round, we are sweaty and ready, but we are ideal and ready to peel as our drivers are there in the staging area. They'll get into the burnout box in just a moment.
Yeah, so we're looking at
my man Cleus McFarland. I know he does events here. Some awesome events. So, again, just a really cool, special part of the country. And if you can't join us, obviously in the building, you can watch every round of Formula Drift on the Racer Network. Download the app. Everybody thinks it's behind a paid wall. It is not. Download the app. It is free, and you can watch every round of the Formula Drift Championship, ProSpec and Pro, on the Racer Network. Download the Racer app today.
All right, looking at your screen here, we got Dustin Miles there in the MID Wheels S13 hatch, and that's Matt Brzezinski in that that's a 350. That is 350.
Yeah. The headlights.
Yeah.
The headlights.
I always look at the tails, but it's interesting. With
I mean, they both have the cutouts, right? So yeah. And Dustin Miles has officially announced this is his last. Oh,
now we're going back. Little cross signals here.
No,
maybe we're going back to the second battle. Okay.
So
just kidding.
And wait. So, psych.
We're gonna go back to the first battle. Top left.
Smack it up, flip it, and
Levi
reverse
Wade.
It's your.
That's actually reversed.
Smack it up, flip it. Oh, the
actual, the audio.
Yep.
Yep.
I watched the same video you did, I think.
Probably. I think everyone has.
And I actually wore a trash bag. That'd be a good Halloween costume. Just a big black suit like Missy Elliott. That'd be dope.
Go to the Met Gala. In a sleeping bag.
It's like a trash bag. It's like you're like Big Hero 6. Right? Okay. So we got a triple. We got a triple battle here.
I don't know. We're gonna have two tandems.
We are really serious this time, as the track was getting cleaned. The quads are making their way off track.
We had some timeouts.
We had some competition timeouts. Do we know who called it? Was Levi or was it Cabot?
Maybe our race control can tell us who called that timeout. Or not.
Drift Doctor.
We are officially warming up our GT radials for the first time here.
Chris, was it Levi or was it Cardoso? Was it Cabot? Was Cardoso? Okay. So he did call his comp timeout, but looks like he is ready to go.
Yeah, and speaking of timeouts, since we still do seeding in PROSPEC, they'll get 2 during the weekend, because we get 1 during the
one during qualifying, seeding brackets, and 1 during qualifying.
We're pros, it's 1 a week, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's rip-roaring ready to go. Shout out to Josiah Fillets. He's doing some.
I love watching stuff because I'm all into that technical stuff.
You engineer nerds. I'm trying to tell a story here, and you guys get into the weeds of it, and again, just the whole gambit of it all. There's so much information. It's what I love about drifting, as far as the vehicles, the builds, the personalities, the backdrops, the stages, the tracks, the history. And sometimes you got to be like an Etch-a-Sketch. You draw it up, shake it up, move on.
Yeah.
So
sometimes the devil's in the details.
Yes, sir. All right, here we go. Our first battle here, turning the wheels. We're making history. Stafford, Connecticut, playing host to round 2 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. These are our seeding brackets, with Corey Talaska getting the win at round 1 of the PROSPEC Championship. Here we go. Okay, so Levi Waite, Cabot Cardoso coming through, and again, it will be Levi leading there. That Drift Doctor BMW E36 with clear tails. See if we can get him up to the wall, and it looks like he is higher definitely than Cabot as Levi comes down there into that front clip. Now transition, there's a rear clip right there. We need to get some proximity here. That is a front. Now they'll snap it back and bring it all the way around as Levi's all the way out there. Cabot not really part of the equation. He needs to get that proximity, get that grip up, and I'm surprised by that. But again, keep in mind, he did call the comp timeout. We haven't clarified exactly why he did call the comp timeout.
I'm not sure if these two were able to get into battles with a practice. Maybe he's just waiting to strike in his lead lap, but there was a lot of real estate between him here, and Waite could have been massaged a little deeper there and out in that bank, as Cabot is just kind of never really pounced
even from the jump.
Door. Yeah,
the jump. He did stay consistent with it.
Yeah, but Waite's doing a good job here. I would like to see a little more angle out of it, a little more aggression, a little more intent. Same thing with Cabot there. He just Waite had the opportunity open for Canad to really strike it, and he kind of fell short. Not sure if that's part of the strategy, but we'll see when we reverse the roles here as they pull back up to the line. But checking out the replay here from another angle as they come off the bank. Waite grabbing a little handbrake there as he gets through that outer zone right before the center clip. A little left foot braking there as Canad gets a little, Cardoso, gets a little closer to that door of Levi Waite's E36 as they round it out to the finish line.
Yeah, Levi made that look really easy. You could see him firing off. I think he's got just at first glance, he's got the advantage here. Cardoso definitely needs to elevate in more ways than one. Stick it to the wall through the start chicane. Now Cabot out front. Levi Waite chasing him down. A little fake approach, a little pre-flick, preloading. Cabot comes out of it. That throws Levi off. You can see they need to get higher. That is less than ideal for our lead vehicle. Now he pulls away here, and you can see him just slingshotting in the outside zone, past the inside clip, through the power alley, and into that final outside zone. You see him checking up, just grab a little handbrake and brings it across. So again, just little twitchy.
Fighting a lot of things. I don't know if you noticed, there wasn't a whole lot of smoke coming out of that lead car.
Yep.
But you can see him flicking in there. It was looking pretty until it really wasn't. A little left foot braking kind of messed it up for him. And Levi did a good job there of anticipating, some issues there as he had that timeout earlier. And Cardoso just kind of a failure with intent to get that car staying in drift and smooth, but Waite is staying in frame anyway, showing that he's not having an active chase as Cardoso not checking all the boxes there in the lead run, missing a lot of zones there. So like you said, a little less than stellar here as we get another view of our racer replay. As we round up the bank here, you can see Waite trying to match what Cardoso's giving him. It was just coming up short in more than a few areas here as we round out into that Manji area. Does add a little too much angle there. Comes up really short in that second to last outer zone and completely absent the last if they turn it out. So it's going to be fairly easy to decide if you're the judge.
Okay, so here we are awaiting the outcome. The drift doctor. And let's take a look. Slide left for Levi, right for Cardoso. And Levi doesn't need to wait because he is moving on. He will need to wait to see his next battle. Moving on into the 8, so he locks in a position for top 32 tomorrow, right? We're taking...
Yeah, what do we got? I had to...
And... Okay, so Drifter J, he will advance on as Chris Kratul is not in the building, so Drifter J Mortarana is advancing on, so he will be going against Levi in the grade 8 of the senior brackets. So we'll jump to the next pair. You can see Mr. Rosecki here, Dustin Miles.
Rosecki, yeah.
BC, Canada. All right, he'll be out front leading Dustin Miles. Matt initiates across the nose of the S13. Dustin Miles at good proximity. Let's get that thing a little higher, but look at that look. Wow, the Lordco Racing comes through that power alley. Dustin gets lost in the sauce. Now into that outside zone. Good transition, good fluidity from Matt up front, pulling away from Miles. Look at the weight transfer there, just absolutely leaning on that driver's side as he crossed the finish line.
I really like that aggression coming off the bank, you know, that angle. It almost looked like he was going to loop it, but I think if we get, you know, our truth serum and other angles here, you kind of see that's kind of what you need to do here is use your angle to slow the car down here. Matt, like a rocket coming out of there, getting real deep into that bank, comes a little shallower off the bank. It does kind of change angles there as far as you can see him just get absolutely perpendicular, come off the bank. Dustin Miles actually comes out of drift there. We didn't see that in the live action here, as Rosecki doing a good job there filling that zone as he brings the nose of that Z across that inner clip and brings the car right back as Miles comes back into the frame. And we're going to reverse it back to the start here as Rosecki throws it into the bank. And you can see Miles kind of a little shallow in the pocket trying to play the game of catch-up as Rosecki. Look at all the angle. The car didn't look like it slowed down. You can see, you'll still see smoke just bellowing out of the back of that thing. I think Miles caught us all by surprise, including the chase driver, Dustin Miles, in that MID Wheels S13 hatch as Rosecki brings it back around there for the last zone, and Miles just trying to hang on to what he has left of that chase position.
All right, let's see Miles out front. He's gonna need to step it up. Let's see what we got here.
Lights out.
And here we go. Lights extinguished, a cone was hit. We will restart them. And just for those that need the education, 3 strikes and you're out. If you leave the line before the lights extinguish as the lead car, that's a strike. If you ice on the line, meaning if you 2 formula drifts, 1 formula drift, 2 formula drifts, if you ice and sit on the line, that will be a strike. Or for Dustin's case here, hit the cone, so that is a strike. 3 strikes and you're out.
Absolutely.
It has happened before.
Yep, it's deemed an incomplete once you get 3 strikes, so which is hard to overcome if that ever happens.
Yeah, it's
all right. Let's do this again without the oops.
Yeah, I feel like we bring out the bell when we know shame is what I'm talking about. Here we go. Sun's coming out as well. Smiles for Miles, and the sun is blazing on Dustin Miles. Look at that, Matt. Gets right to the side, little left foot brake there from Dustin Miles. That front left mid wheel coming to a halt now. Coming to that power alley, good transition, a lot cleaner with that fresh air there from Miles. Liking what he's doing right now, but Matt keeps it pretty consistent by comparison. So lead versus lead, chase versus chase here in the seating bracket.
Yeah, the good job. I think Matt's spotter told him to use a little bit of temperament here. Following Miles, I feel like they probably had an advantage, as we'll take another look here with Miles in front. Lead for lead, I felt Miles was a little off the bank compared to Rosecki here, as you can see, and a little less angle, but Matt's really positioning himself right there in that pocket versus Miles' chase there. And of course, Dustin wasn't as deep in that bank. And you can see the transition could have been a little timed a little quicker there by Rosecki, but overall, he's still in the frame where we saw Miles even do it incomplete. So I think, you know, tip of my hat to Miles, staying in the fight, but I feel like with that big deficit he had in that chase position, is just not going to be enough to overcome here in that lead position over Rosecki's really good lead and formidable chase here as we round off the bank there. You can see that Reshetsky get a little lost, as you said, in that sauce right before this transition. It kind of carries him through the rest there as his best transition was probably right there, right before that last outer zone going into the finish line. He timed it really a lot better than the previous two. So a little more opportunities for transitions here versus like Orlando's one, but we'll see what the judges say, as I think we know which way it's going to go.
Yeah. 24 pre-seeded drivers backfilling with 8 from the seeding bracket. So 24 pre-seeded, and then the remaining 8 spots filled by our seeding brackets. All right, here we go. Matt Reshetsky, as he will advance that Lordco Racing Nissan Z, taking out Dustin Miles. Unfortunately, that means Miles will be watching from the sidelines tomorrow. So congratulations. There's that Wally unit we were talking about. So that is the sensor. Little digital mohawk atop the vehicles.
Subway.
Little
2 foot long up there.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go a double-sized burrito at one of your favorite locations. I was gonna say I was going full on brand. I was keeping it generic, but yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, it's impressive what they can do over there. All right, moving on. Sean Booth and Louis Land. There you go. All right, so out front, look at that. Well done by Sean Booth out front. Mr. Booth, Lewis, wow, is he losing body parts or
it's got like a whip tail there.
Yeah, there is a whip out back, but Booth hits that outside zone, no problem. And Sean, we're really looking, we know what he's capable of. He's working with a very capable team in Odi Bakshi's, and that's what we've expected. We didn't see that in Atlanta,
right?
But I think there's a lot of nerves going in Atlanta. For metaphorically, it's like being a baseball player and playing at Wrigley Field, or for instance, the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, well, I always like to go in and I got this from Chris Ewell. He's driving that car with intention.
Yep.
He looks really confident up front, and Lance is kind of got a little bit of shell shocked here as he's trying to chew on what Booth has given him in that lead position as they swing it around here to the second to last. Almost 3 wheels off there from Lewis as we bring it around here towards the finish. We'll take another look at that. That was about as truthful as the serum I think we get from the drones here in our racer replay as they switch positions here. And no, well, I think that was only 2 wheels off there from Lance.
Yeah. Sean crawling his way back to the start. That's not a great sign, maybe.
That's Lewis.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Just feeling the girl out,
All right, so Sean already to the line. My bad. And here is Lance at Zach's BMW E46. Love the car, but as good as the car looks, it needs to perform. So I think Lance's going to throw it on a heater. I know he's definitely a talented driver. We've seen him. He switched chassis from last year to this year, and I think this, just with the advancements of parts, we were talking about, FDF earlier, but between your Part Shop Max, your Wise Fab, there's so many different options. Right. And the BMW over the years has now become, I would say, like the S chassis of the modern era right now.
The E chassis.
The E chassis is very popular. Here we go. So Lands out front, and that will be.
What do we got?
Cone was hit, so Eagle
Eye Max over there. I didn't even see that one.
Max, our starter. And Matt Sopa, you'll be down on the line later for our pro qualifying and for our pro competition on Saturday evening.
Yeah, just a refresher here. That chicane is also made so that the cars kind of have a less of a drag race start.
Yep.
So it looks like you got that. The most common hit one is that.
Right there, right when you
corner
transition over. Yep. Looks like making sure the parts are all on. And here we go. Let's make sure Lance. And looks like we got a clean start. Here we go, Lance. That Zach's BMW, like I said, I think he was chomping at the bit. He really was kind of like just a bucket Bronco that is not the vehicle. Big angle there. That's what we saw earlier from Matt. Almost looks like he's going to rotate here, but Lance, great placement of the vehicle. Sean giving himself maybe a little bit of distance here, hopefully not too much for his case. Now brings it into that last outside zone. And Booth, wow. Photo booth. Go ahead and snap one like a roller coaster and see what you look like jumping down that roller coaster. Well done, Sean Booth.
Yeah, that was exactly what you expected there, Jared. Lance just trying to get aggressive out in front there, but Booth was giving him almost no room here on the mid-bank there. As you can see, both parties left foot braking there, and Lance doing a great job of slowing the car down with angle, and the car is still bellowing out smoke there, so I really like to see that. Booth staying right there with him, a lot more proximity, and staying on the course, no two wheels off here like Lance had in his chase position, and absolutely closes the gap there towards the finish line. Great job by Booth. I feel like Lance has quite a deficit there in his chase. He had 2 tires off. We didn't really need the data labs there to kind of confirm that. It was pretty obvious that he was off.
Yeah, how are the judges utilizing the race data labs by comparison to in qualifying for the Pro? As Sean Booth gets the victory unanimously. Great run there by Sean Booth. Will advance. Unfortunately lands similar to Dustin Miles. So taking a look at the bracket, but race data labs is how they utilize it.
Yeah, so if there's an incident like a car, we're not sure if a car has 2 or 3 tires off, or there's an incident, collision between the 2 cars that caused it incomplete, we can kind of decipher fault there if they were in a decel zone or not.
All right, well, thank you so much, Matt. We are halfway through our seeding brackets and top 16. When we come back, let's see who advances on here. The battle at the Springs. We're talking Stafford, Connecticut. Playing host to round 2 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Don't go anywhere.
Vibe and live loud. This is what we are.
The best machines have a heart, and it's your responsibility to protect what drives you forward. Because when the heart performs, everything performs. No limits, no compromises, pure performance. Ineos.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jackson Orr. I'm a class of 2023 UNOH graduate. I went through the High Performance Motorsports program at UNOH. That enabled me to be here with the pros. Now I'm the crew chief with Forsberg Racing and Chris Forsberg, traveling all across the world with him, prepping his demo cars, prepping his drift cars, making sure he's ready for the track. UNOH gave me the skill set to work in a fast-paced environment and understand what I'm looking at. If you want to learn more, go to unoh.edu and check it out.
Oh, look at this. This is just all the elements. Wind, water, well, I guess tire fire. Yeah, tire fire. Let's keep it.
We'll keep the water.
Let's keep it out back.
Yeah.
Keep the water in the creeks, not on the track. Let's keep the fire out back. And again, here we are, bending some air bender. And we move on to our second half of our seeding brackets. We got Schulman and Brian Hopp. So this should be a good battle. If everybody rises to the occasion like we know how they can drive, Schulman out front, and Brian Hollywood Hopp. That was a good initiation. Looks like they got great placement by the vehicles. Look, you can see Hopp closing the gap there, but pushes a little hard. He is bathing and marinating in that smoke like a brisket. And now comes through that power alley. Good transition Now coming through that last outside zone. 1, 2. And woo! Yeah. Matt not leaving it up for debate. Really aggressive out front. And that was, again, a strong lead run there. Hop really cutting through the smoke.
And can we just talk about how those JZs were just in harmony on that bank?
It was.
It was amazing. Yeah, Hop, I really like his. I almost thought he was going to over-rotate, but then he really reeled Shieldman here during the bank. I feel like he could have closed the gap a little bit, but check out Hop here, wheel to wheel, getting through that smoke. I love the transition timing here. I think this is the chase he's been, no pun intended, chasing after since getting into PROSPEC here. He's been really trying to find that opportunity to shine this on, but Shieldman really doing a great job checking all the boxes and then some, really showing us some style out front, and Hop really trying to shut the door in that chase position. So hopefully Hop Lamazian can show us what's up in the lead.
See if he can be Hop Lamazian. And Hop jumps to the line, and he is ready to send it. All right, Matt will be chasing him down. I really expect an aggressive run here because, again, this is such a nerve-wracking moment for these PROSPEC drivers. And again, we've already seen 3 drivers have to, unfortunately, sit out tomorrow. And you can see Hop, the demons we've seen so far. But Matt, like I said, he knows what Brian Hop is able to do. And a wide swing calculates it. I want to see that overhead shot of Hop's placement of the vehicle. Matt maybe gives himself too much room. Oh, and he slides. Look at that. What a slingshot. Into that second to last outside zone, and across the finish line they go. So you saw him just kind of give him a little line, let it run out, like almost like he's fishing, and then just reeled him back in, give him some room. So a good lead run by Brian Hop.
I think I misspoke. That's a V8 in Hop's car. But anyway, you know, they're in harmony, 6, 8 cylinders. They're doing really great here. I was really concerned about Shieldman's line there in that chase, but
look at that.
Very wide there in that first inner clip here, and kind of had to shut it down there right before that next outer zone as he brings it around. Those Shieldman doing a great job of kind of adapting. Hop really threw a lot of angle there, but I was surprised he didn't come up more shallow there. He actually did a great job of filling those zones after that last transition. I thought he was going to come up really short, but was able to get the car a little wider than I anticipated. So a little to clean up there in the Hop's lead versus Shieldman's, but Hop had a really good chase with, you know, a really good lead from Matt Shieldman. So it's up to the judges now.
Yeah, and that's in that live call. That's what I said. I want to see the angle and that overhead, because Hop coming off that bank into that inside clip that you saw, he was off it.
It made it look like Matt was off when Hop was actually
exactly.
off.
And that's gonna disrupt the flow of the chase vehicle. So getting clinical here, need to make sure that again, that lead car, Ryan Hollywood Hop, was on the mark. And again, at second glance, looked like he was off. So what Matt did, again, give him that line, reeled him back in, as the judges are requesting a BC Racing side-by-side. Want to see that.
First one of the day.
Yeah.
All right.
And here it is.
So you can see Hop is giving chase on the left, and Shieldman on the right is giving the chase, and you can see very similar bank rides here. The difference here is that chase position. Shieldman looking a little more razzled in that chase position, but here coming off the bank, Hop way offline there compared to Matt. Matt looking a lot more smooth and more intent with that lead position over Hop, and Hop, you can see Hop making that transition, lighting a little late in that second to last outer zone, and a little more proximity from Hop coming towards the finish line. So you'd be a lot to nitpick here, more or less, but
that's our job.
Yeah, and
do it.
Shieldman's lead run was just had more intention, and he obviously had the better line. You know, that's pretty obvious in my most humble of opinions.
All right, awaiting the outcome. Who is moving on? Who is watching from the sidelines? They're just going to pack it up and head on home, because there are 2 more rounds after this round. Scores are being inputted, and again, analyzing that one. So we slide them left for Matt, right for Brian Hop. One more time, Brian Hop, and one more time. They're going to, I think that's justified, because I think Hop was more aggressive on that lead on the bank.
Yeah.
Matt, like you said, was more intentional throughout. but I think hot through, mat off, on, coming off the wall into that power lane, the front clip. So there's going to be action and reaction in regards to going around that inside clip.
Understood.
Oh, I got a thumbs up from Reese. There we go.
So he concurs. Thank you,
absolutely,
Dr. Reese.
Yep. Christian Catrone.
Carson Ruger.
And Carson Ruger. This should be a good one. You know, look at the teams here. Well, I mean, it's basically the Drift Cave, right? The Corvette works with Matt Field, and then the Garagistic BMW, and that is, you know, Carson is Rome's spotter. So, and he's a.
Oh, I'm gonna say jump. All right, jump the line.
Jump the line. He crisscrossed that thing, or you can say House of Pain. Jump around. All right, Howard's cams. Great looking car. Got the red, white, and blue flying off the racing radio's antenna.
An aggressive looking machine just moving back to start there. It's yeah, like you said, there's just a lot of teams kind of spreading their roots.
Yep.
Especially the Garagistic. I mean, they have the bright colors like candy. They do give. It seems like they give out cars like candy. There's just so many. There's a lot of those cars being piloted in Hot Pit too, as well. With Rome.
There are quite a bit. Yeah, Rome and their team are definitely a busy crew. All right, here we go. Christian out front. Carson chasing him down. Again, such a juxtaposition as far as vehicles, builds, teams, all of it. And Christian initiates, and you can see him dropping down quite a bit. Now works his way back up in the latter portion. Carson keeping it consistent, middle of that bank. Now coming in. Now keep in mind. Oh,
hello,
and Christian looked like he straightened out, knocks that Drift Cave duckbill off. So unfortunately, Christian comes to a halt. Don't know if he lost power or just wheel snap back.
Yeah, that was very interesting. He had a, you know, we're looking at it down the line there on the run up there, and it seemed to me like he initiated aggressively and early, so kind of set up ugly from the start. But I'm not sure what happened there coming off the bank. It looks like he's got his hand out, calling for a 5.
Might be calling comp timeout. Might have lost power.
Belt or something. That's very common. If it's probably a super
loyalty. I love my wife. So yeah, I believe Christian is calling a comp timeout.
Yeah, look at how early he whipped this Corvette there, Jared, way before line, and then kind of caught himself off guard as Ruger did a great job of adapting that. He does get a little deeper in that zone here, and Ruger kind of anticipating this transition here and kind of just stuffs it in the taillights of that Corvette, and that's going to be on the right. So that's going to be an incomplete
for Christian. That is unfortunate.
Let's see the car kind of bouncing off the stop locks there at an angle, then a little puff of smoke out the engine bay, that big filter, and shut it down. So they're going to get that timeout, like we said. So we're going to move on to the next battle while we wait for them to hopefully get their car back in
wind it up
shape against Jacob Duncan and Alan Boss.
There's that Eat Works. From the fleet to the works.
Yeah, that's
still eating them.
That's his new business name, the Yeet Works, coming out of our Lake Erie Pro-Am.
So are we getting a
second car?
Yeah, looks like this will just be
or no second car. All right, that's going to be a fast pass to the top 8 for Alan Boss.
Alan Boss gets a buy run here, so
Duncan not in the building, I believe.
All right, so that will be a buy run for Alan Boss. Okay, let's go back to, looks like
what was going to be our last of the 16.
Yeah, but
Yes.
All right, Aiden Copham and Kelsey Rawlings. Aiden Copham, the family owning and operating the Brainerd Raceway from Brainerd, Minnesota. Kelsey Rawlings from Orlando, Florida. Like you said, oil line popped off earlier. Fortunately, it was just that.
Yeah.
And Aiden talking about another driver from a championship pedigree. In particular, he works with Forsberg Racing and the 3-time champ. So this all-new Z here by Aiden Copham, running that VR setup. Now keep in mind, this is PROSPEC, so hence the name. They're all obviously running Link Engine Management. They're all running GT radial tires.
Right.
And the particular size?
255/35.
There you go. So, you know, in Pro, the weight dictates the tire size. So they are limited to 255. So you'll see later on in Pro qualifying, the grip, the side by the capabilities of getting on that bank by comparison to Pro Spec. So you're kind of asking a lot. You're asking to climb a mountain with no spikes. So it's
like ice skating uphill.
Yeah, that's that you take that into consideration. But Aiden Copham out front, great fun-loving young kid again from Brainerd, Minnesota out front. The GT radials go ablaze, and Kelsey Rawlings failure to launch in that chase position. It's a good position for Aiden Copham. Look at that little tire fire. Fires it off, going through the power alley. Good angle from Copham. Copham if you got him, that's right. Now brings it on home. I know the Brainerd family is watching him out of home. And there it is. Good lead run there by Aiden Copham. That's got to be a little sigh of relief. Saw him earlier in practice and looked decent. The car's there, you know, just again, I know, you know, he only had 3 runs in Atlanta. So he that's right. I don't even want to say it was a small victory. He just kind of coming out of Atlanta, he was like, I learned something.
Yep, and that's that true words haven't been said. Every time I drift, which is not crazy often, I learn something as well. Yep. As little as it may be, that's a good attitude to have. So
great placement by Copham.
Yeah, I really love how he just whipped that car around there in the midfield here as he brings it out here, checking all the boxes. Kelsey staying in frame here.
Nailed it.
All she can. Keep that S14 on the tail of that new Z of Copham's as we gonna let her get the clean air now as Copham will give chase.
Now, if you're Aiden Copham, what's the strategy?
Temperament. That's you really gotta. If I'm his spotter, be like, look, you really shined him on with the lead. Kelsey was barely in the frame.
Yeah.
Let's don't go too aggressive. Let's go 3.5 out of 5.
Yep. It's a weird degree out of 5.
I don't know.
Why'd you go to 5?
Let's
go 10.
Because
let's go 6.5 out of 10. maybe
well, no, 7
maybe
out of 10.
a 14.3 out of 15. All right, here we go. All right, Kelsey Rawlings out front. Aiden Copham.
It's like Google ratings.
No, exactly. How many Rotten Tomatoes? What's the percentage? So there it is. So Kelsey looking a lot nicer out front. Good angle there from Kelsey Rawlings. Again, not as high as we saw from Aiden, but good degree of angle. Now coming through that power alley. Here goes Kelsey. Past that, again, front clip into these last 2. And that was, again, utilizing the word you said earlier, and I tend to use a lot, temperament. That was a good assessment of the scenario. I think he did just enough, given, again, lead versus lead, chase versus chase.
Yeah, because if you look at their bank runs, you know, linearly, he was so much more comfortable up in that bank and deeper. I don't think Kelsey was as present in that box. You can see the right rear just flirting with that lower line there in the bank zone, and you see Copham just playing it safe here. A good job on his spotter and himself there, diving where he needs to, being aggressive where he needs to, timing the transitions really well, but just kind of offset by a car and a half, which is exactly where he wants to be, and then closes the door. He does sacrifice a little bit of line there. Kelsey does do a good job of keeping the car wide there towards the finish, and that'll be the end of the run there. As grabs a little Stafford dirt there to swing it around, and we'll wait for our judge's result here as we look on to these 2 drivers. Survey says.
All right, slide him left, slide him right. And it looks like Aiden Copham will get the victory over Kelsey Rawlings. Unfortunately, Kelsey is out in the seeding brackets, and that means she will be out of competition. Very unfortunate for Kelsey Rawlings, but Aiden Copham, I can almost hear it from over here. A little exhale.
Yeah, for sure. What do we got next? We got Ruger. We got the second half of that battle against Christian Drone.
Yeah. Remember, we do have the Matt Schulman and Brian Hopplemazian one more time. That was 2 against 1, so majority rules. and we'll be seeing the OMT from Hop and Schulman. So Carson with a major advantage over Christian. And there is Carson on the line. Christian, again, as great as the car looks, that back end got a little bump earlier, so this is, he shut it down. What was it again? Input shaft? Some input shaft popped out, right? On Christian's car.
Oh, if you had an input shaft pop out, he's got bigger problems.
Yeah.
Probably a this shifter.
All right, here we go. So here goes. Oh, look at that now, Christian. He knows he needs to make up some ground. He's at a deficit. He's going to apply the pressure down as far as the line goes, but definitely has proximity. But Carson's given him that opportunity. That garagistic BMW, nice job on the outside zone. Transition. Ooh, Christian. Center punches or more left eye punches that thing. Not talking about TLC. But ain't no hanging out the side of his best friend's Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Carson crosses that finish line. And I think that
shut it down again.
Yeah, so unfortunately Christian fighting the vehicle a little bit here.
But look at that attack there in the beginning. The left foot braking, get real cozy with Ruger's door. The Ruger, he's going to have to get a little higher on the bank if he's going to keep moving on here in this bracket and tomorrow, as he's going to be locked in for tomorrow's competition. As you can see, Patron here. Car might have started feeling here. He does take a big old bite out of that inner clip and heads right back into the door of Ruger there, but it's just going to be not enough to even make it a complete run there in the chase position. So I feel like we know exactly how this will go, Jared.
Yep, Christian Catrone and Carson Ruger gets the victory. Congratulations to Ruger. So he's going to be a busy man this weekend. Spotting, ripping, gripping. He is doing it all. There's quite a few of those scenarios working out. So let's one more battle here in the 16 to forge R8. This is how it's looking. That left corner there, Jaden and Kratul, unfortunately, Kratul not in the building. We talked about Jaden Motorana. No, he's not. He is here, but the car unable to run. So Levi Waite will advance on into the 4. And with that, Jaden won't be moving on. So that is very unfortunate. I could have sworn I saw him at the driver's meeting.
Right.
Don't know what's going on in the car, but one more battle, top 16 here in Stamford, Connecticut.
Adam LZ here to tell you that Motorsports has taken me just about everywhere. And no matter the scenario, Link ECU is the answer. The flexibility Link gives me for drifting, the precision I need on track, the durability to handle off the track, and the reliability you want in a daily driver. Even when pushing an entire motorsport to a bigger level, Link ECU has been with me every step of the way.
The best machines have a heart, and it's your responsibility to protect what drives you forward. Because when the heart performs, everything performs. No limits, no compromises, pure performance. Ineos.
Welcome back to a beautiful day in New England. All right. Hoplamazian, easy for some to say. Or you just call him Hollywood Hop. That's what all his friends call him there here on the East Coast. So Hollywood Hop. And talking about Mr. Matt Schulman. The MA Motorsports vehicle. Is that B-Dub, Mr. Wilkerson? Yes, it is. MA Motorsports owner and operator. taking a look what's going down. All right, so again, it was 2 against 1. Hop did get a vote, but I think this is a good, I don't want to say compromise. I think that's the right decision to go one more time.
Okay. I think I was going with Schulman on the last one.
Schulman, yeah. Just because Brian Hop impeded too much.
Yeah,
so, and that's why we're going one more time. Look, even we can't agree. I think they, you know, one did say Hop.
That's what I'm saying.
And the other two said go OMT.
That's why it's not democracy. So.
Claremont, Florida, I believe, is where Schulman is from. He's got the Juku Racing. That's where they're located, Juku Racing. They live online as well, obviously.
Don't we all?
Yeah, literally. All right. Minimum on the start line. Oh, sorry, maximum. Overdrive.
Oh, Circus.
Yeah.
Black Cloud.
Yeah. It's Black Cloud.
Black Cloud Brotherhood. That's
that's his crew. On the start line, let's see who's moving on, who's going against Carson Ruger, but more importantly, who's moving on into the 8 and getting a spot locked and loaded. Hop comes a little unwound, sheds a back bumper, and Schulman continues on. Hop getting a little wonky there, but then look at this. Woo, almost some contact there. Schulman slingshots into that power. Loving this angle right here. Really highlights the placement of Schulman out front. Does exceed that line. 1, a 2, and a 3. Oh, whoa, that is way off course. Comes unwound.
Man.
I'll tell you what, Brian Hop might have gotten a little bit of gift there for Schulman overcooking it and burning the meatloaf.
That sounds really good right now, I ain't gonna lie. You ever have that Costco meatloaf and mashed potatoes? Good night. But you can see the aggression coming from these guys as it's do or die time here in seeding bracket against Schulman and Hop. As Schulman does a great job again, slowing that car down, keeping it within the lines to get that inner clip, and Hop kind of shook him a little bit there as we round out to that next outer zone, and Hop sticking right there with him. And here it comes, falling a little bit apart. We drop a tire. There's another one. Not quite 3, so it's still complete. Oh, that's going to be hard. We do, that outer line is the official line there. We did repaint that one, so that's kind of a gift in itself there to Matt Schulman, not getting anything complete on that lead run. But you can just tell he turned it up about a notch and a half too much there, as these guys are in a do or die situation.
I am getting Kevin Darwish, who works with a few teams. He's I feel like he's an ambassador for the whole country of Canada. Yeah, no, he just told me that unfortunately Jaden is having issues with his blower belt. He's popping off even in the burnout box. So Jaden Motorana, Drifter J, I did see him earlier, so it was popping off, so he popped on out. So very unfortunate, but yeah, so definitely a bummer.
Yeah, popping off, and he's going to be locked out of competition. So Max doing a little start line repair here on Schulman's side skirt. Thank you, sir. We'll get these guys lined up for the second half of this one more time. In the last battle, potentially in the top 16 seeding.
And here we go, Brian Hop-Lamazian now out front. I'm looking for an aggressive run here from Hop like we saw on that first battle. And can Schulman hang on? Yes, sir. Great. That's exactly what I was looking for, Hop-Lamazian. And look at throwing even more angle at it. That rate to angle getting a little bit more aggressive there towards the end. Now he's out there. Schulman, like we said, just out of frame earlier. And man, that side button. See how he's just gripping up at angle? That was really impressive there from Hop.
And that's another thing we haven't touched on, Jared. This track is basically unscathed until we got here with the rubber being laid down, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
So Hop really throwing the aggression here. I want to see Schulman here. You know, he had 2 almost potentially complete. He needed to be more aggressive here in the chase position as Hop brings it back down off the bank. Schulman bringing it around there, trying to get to the tail of Hop, and kind of fails to do so. As Hop doing a great job in lead position, checking all the boxes. There's a good transition from Schulman as they bring it down there, but does reel it back a little bit. So Hop doing a great job in this one more time. I think he cranked it up the appropriate amount to really show us up.
And take note of that race data labs, all the telemetry there on the right-hand side. You can see the degrees, the percentage. We're throwing a lot of numbers at you. The judges are utilizing that as an aid. That is not the judge in this scenario. And it looks like Brian Hop-Lamazian comes out on top unanimously. Schulman just too aggressive. I think it's basically unfortunately the formula was he overcooked on that last outside zone, and Hop threw down a heater of a lead run.
Absolutely, Jared.
And then he straightened out, just straightened out. So again, Schulman, you know, like you said, you were leaning towards Schulman on that first run. I was saying, I think Hop stepped up, but not leaving it in the judges' hands. Hop Lamazian did amazingly. So well done. Brian Hop moves on. We have our grade 8 set, or better yet, the 7, because Levi Waite will advance on.
Yep.
We will go to, it looks like,
Rashetsky and Booth.
Yep, Matt Rashetsky and Sean Booth. This should be a good one, given what we saw earlier. And there it is. All right, Matt out front and Sean chasing him down. It's across the nose of the S chassis, Sean Booth. He's, I'm sure his spotter was telling him, dude, you know what he could do. He looked really strong. Look at just the weight transfer of that Lordco Z. But Sean Booth really sticks to the door, has to back off a little bit. I don't think that will hurt him too much. But again, Matt is looking really just powerful. Wow, coming all the way through, and Sean Booth.
Both parties, man.
Yeah, that was good. Again, Sean had good proximity, but on that transition, Matt hung in there, and then Sean had to back off, allowing him to transfer in front of him.
The first one coming off the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get a little different advantage here, as you can see both parties doing a great job on the bank. Booth he needed to tighten it up there in the chase, and he does just that towards the end. You can see Rashetsky's doing a great job there. Oh yeah, he was off point there, so that was kind of in a favor for Booth there as far as a judging perspective here. But Booth doing a great job of mimicking the transition. Rashetsky doing a great job of keeping steady. Looks really cool out front, and Booth closing the door right before the finish line. Great job by both parties. That needs to be a judging. There's only one little nitpicky there coming off of the bank. Rashetsky was a little offline, and Booth was where he needed to be, in all honesty.
Let's see what Booth's got out front. Like I said, he's working with the Odie Camp, Odie Bakshi's, that field suspension team. And we know what Sean can do, more so at his home track. Atlanta just threw him off his game a little bit. So this just making it to the 8 is a victory in itself, because that just locks you in for game day tomorrow for PROSPEC. And Sean, look at that, on rails, good counter steer. You can see just minimal corrections, if any at all. Goes in that power alley, and look at Matt. He's trying to surge an attack here, going across center track into those last 2 outside zones. Sean setting that back left wheel. Matt coming a little unwound as Booth brings it across the finish line. So good job by Booth. Want to take a different angle, different perspective. That overhead, that truth serum camera just really highlights the placement of the vehicles.
Yeah, I really like his aggression there. You know, I like the big entries there, but again, Rashetsky needed to be tightened up. I mean, I think he got a little bit of advantage there in that chase position on the bank, but Booth here, he is in that pocket there. We made these, we kind of did a control B on the inner clips there, as we made a more boulder, a little longer, and you can see Rashetsky kind of falling back there, like you said, almost straightening up there towards the end. So that's going to be advantage Booth in that situation. So it's a lot of things to kind of unpack here as we get into this top 8 battle. Seating, where Rashetsky had that tiny mistake coming off the bank. So up to the judges now.
Yeah, and it did not look like Sean did anything to throw Matt off on that last outside zone. Slide up left for Matt or right for Booth. Regardless, Matt, we will see you tomorrow in competition, but Sean Booth would love to gain some ground here and get back in the conversation. Because again, everybody had high expectations. He was, you know, talking to Jacob Gettins, you know, host of Out of His Own podcast. We were talking about PROSPEC. A lot of eyeballs on Sean. We anticipated and expected big things from him, and just fell off a little bit in Atlanta. So this is a big confidence booster for him.
Absolutely. After that, you know, the first top 16 he's going on, the weight's lifted off, and now it's just more data at this point.
No, the weight's put back on, because Levi Waite is who he's going against.
Okay.
There's no weight lifted. The weight is on. Not the heat. The heat is not on. Well, it is.
We'll go back to that. We'll just wait.
Just dad jokes, dude. We're both dads. We're just dropping some dimes. All right, so we'll go back to Hop and Ruger, as we just saw them just a moment ago. I should say Hop. So now we are moving on to Alan Boss and Aiden Copham. So Aiden will lead. Brainerd International Raceway on the door, and he's going to try to stick it to the walls. From the windows to the walls, to the doors, to the walls. And Aiden just absolutely ripping away from Alan Boss. Unfortunately, not living up to the boss name, looking more like a general manager. He needs to really elevate that Eatworks vehicle. I want to talk to the manager. All right. Aiden, cop him if you got him, and he definitely got him right there.
Yeah, that was Coppin just ripping the tearing there on that bank. I really like what I see. Look, like you said, we're going to get a better shot of this. I feel like he was wide on that inner clip, but regardless, Boss hanging out there, kind of in his own world back behind Coppin, as you can see. A full car length off that. That's going to be a big deduction there. That's what I thought I saw, and indeed, besides that mistake, great job by Coppin, and gave Boss an opportunity to catch up here, but you could just see the proudness of that young buck. They're just tearing the track up.
Almost like a ripping mental lapse. Like, oh wait, I got to go back there. You know, like to bring it back in. So, and you can see we Levi Waite, Sean Booth, they're in the final four. We're down there in that bottom right-hand corner, Alan Boss and Aiden Copham. But we'll go back up to Brian Hoffemazy and Carson Ruger. But you can see we're just kind of bebopping our way, playing a little leapfrog twister. Left hand red, right hand blue, yellow on the left foot.
All clear.
Now the right foot's on the gas pedal. Let's send it. Here we go. Alan Boss up front. Now consider, hopefully Aiden Copham's spotter said, hey, he was back there quite a bit. We don't know if he has the HP in order to initiate. Oh, gave him almost too much room. Alan Boss is definitely blossoming. I take everything back. Now he's acting like a boss. Out front. Now here goes Alan, big angle into that power alley. Aiden Copham gaining some ground here in the last portion of the track. So it seemed like two different machines here. Jekyll and Hyde when it comes to the boss.
Kind of, the run-up was a little wonky for me, Jared.
We're talking about Alan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of cut short there, so I really get to unpack that. But yeah, obviously there's a real estate difference here between the cars here as Copham's trying to struggle to back up. Again, wide there. That's going to might be a trend we see here in PROSPEC as these cars are really hard to unwind if they're not using the angle of their car to properly slow down. You know, they're only on 255s. Like you said, there's not a lot of sidewall on 255, 35. So this is going to be a tough one to call here. It's almost like we watched the same first run.
Yep.
As we wait for the decision.
All right, so Boss there on the left, that Eatworks Nissan Z, and the all-new Z there on the right. Nismo, Brainerd International Raceway, Optima batteries providing the spark, and GT radials on the corner of all of our PROSPEC vehicles. All right, we're going to side-by-side, Bob.
Yeah, thank you. You can kind of see, I don't know if Aiden just had a failure to launch or what was going on. He anticipated maybe a faster run-up, but it definitely kind of carried out through that run. You can see both parties, Boss a little closer on that first inner clip coming off the bank, and then here, pretty close runs. The proximity, the aggression on both parties is about the same. Right up until the end, Aiden had a little less of a gap, but other than that, we're splitting hairs here. The deficit in the first inner clip is about the biggest difference I can see because they both had a very large gap between themselves on the bank.
Okay, still waiting for the outcome. Looks like judges have inputted it, and here it comes. Did we inquire why the flamingo for Alan Boss? He's got the...
No, some people just have things for flamingos, even Max.
There's a flamingo somewhere on my back.
I believe you. I'll take your word for it.
Here we go. Slide him left, slide him right, or slide him right down the middle. Aiden Copham, Alan Boss, unanimous. So mistakes on both sides. And like I said, it just seemed to be the lack of chase for both the drivers is, I think, the... Right? I think, Vernon, you're smiling at me. Is that true? The lack of chase? Yeah, and just mistakes on either side. Yeah, tighten it up, boys. Come on. Throw it in there. All right, well, we will have the one more time, and we have the Brian Hotlamazian and Carson Ruger batter. We'll be right back.
I tell you that motorsports has taken me just about everywhere. And no matter the scenario, Link ECU is the answer. The flexibility Link gives me for drifting, the precision I need on track, the durability to handle off the track, and the reliability you want in a daily driver. Even when pushing an entire motorsport to a bigger level, Link ECU's been with me every step of the way.
BC Forged Wheels, custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged, proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2026.
Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts has help. Need some advice? We got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
With the Canon ImageProGraph Pro 1100 professional photo printer, my images come alive in print. What I see through my lens is what you see on the wall. Vivid, detailed, and accurate.
Stafford Speedway every Friday night, all summer long. That's right, Stafford Speedway every Friday night, all summer long. Come on out here to Stafford, Connecticut, and the Bob is full of Hop and Ruger. Talking about Brian Hoppermazian, Hollywood Hop, and Carson the Titan Ruger.
Yeah, that should be a good one, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like two different kind of disciplines here. We got SoCal, East Coast, kind of coming together.
BMW, S chassis. Yeah, definitely different schools of thought, and it is definitely like a regional thing, you know, as you know, Carson's kind of driving that SoCal talent, and then there's that East Coast talent that Hop competes in. So
right.
Definitely same discipline, different attempts and approaches. So here we go. Carson Ruger Garagistic BMW across the nose of the S chassis. Ruger and Hop are locked in for the 32 tomorrow. And look at Hop Lamazian. Hop to the side of it. Yes, sir. Now coming out into that power alley, into that outside zone. Transitioning. Look at Hop Lamazian. Wow. Yeah, he is not letting him go. Good transition across the nose. And into that final outside zone. Love it, love it. If this is what we're going to be seeing tomorrow in head-to-head, I think this is going to be foreshadowing some really exciting driving.
Yeah, that's you know, Ruger also, you know, we're kind of focusing, I feel like, on Hop on that live action, but Ruger doing a great job of giving that opportunity to Hop to chase that really well here as we bring it down here, almost going wheel to wheel here. Nails that inner clip there coming off the bank. Hop right there with him. Ruger doing a great job of keeping the car just almost at full angle, it seems, and Hop doing also a great job of keeping it right to the door there as Carson does a little left foot braking to settle the car down through the finish line, and Hop sticking there the entire time. Great job by both parties.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a really, really good battle, and that's what you said. That's what you anticipated. You called that one, man. I don't even see a crystal ball on this desk. Well done. All right, Hop out front, Carson in the chase position. Remember Levi Wheat and Sean Booth on the other side, who's moving into the final four of these two drivers. Hop moves in, Carson not mimicking the exact angle. He needs to apply some pressure because that's what we saw from Hop. Now coming down, they shot in really nicely there. Both of them ripped up and shot in to that power alley. Good execution.
Hello!
Carson.
Kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, yeah, he is a Ruger. Shots fired, literally.
I'm hit. I'm saying. Good news is these guys are both competing tomorrow.
Yeah, that's we're good. Can he drive?
Yeah, you could, I think he heard you, Jared. He's like, you got to get a little more aggressive.
Yep.
And he did just that. And I could kind of just see the momentum of Ruger's vehicle. I'm like, this is a really good transition, but it's way too high.
Yeah.
Both driving away, which is good. So that was run 2, so it wasn't incomplete, but they're just going to ascertain fault, and we'll check this run out here on our racer replay as Ruger gets into formation there with Hop a little deeper on that bank than Ruger was in that lead position. As you can see, a little gap coming between them right before the end, and Hop really deep in that inner zone 1 as they get through that one, and here comes the end of all the situation here as Ruger just coming in hot in the right parallel on the side. Probably the best kind of crash you could have, if we're being honest. The car's not much difference in speed,
wow,
but
that looked more violent from that angle. Wally popped off. Wally in the box, dude. Holy cow, look at it. All right, are we testing durability on those things now? Yeah, look at ready?
And
kickflip. Yeet. Oh, dude. You break, you buy, dude.
Like, I'm out of here.
Michael, can it take a hit like that?
I'll tell you what, that's not the first or last time. They're probably
no.
gonna come out.
Yeah,
they're strong like bull.
I don't know. We'll see. Wally.
They're mighty like mouse.
Eva, Wally down.
Yeah, that was looking real good for both parties until it wasn't.
Well, and again, it was rubber on rubber, so that's why it kicked it up. So Ryan Hopamazian will get the victory, advancing on in the final 4 of our seeding brackets. Like I said, bears repeating, Carson did lose this battle, but is locked in for qualifying for the top 32 tomorrow. So Carson learning some things. If he's got to go against Hop, saw what he's capable of.
Car's taking a beating this season, Jared. That thing got a new cage from Atlanta since we've last talked to y'all in PROSPEC.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he wadded that thing up in Atlanta.
Thanks. Yeah, him and Alaska got into the beach there in Atlanta.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, Carson really has a great attitude about it. He's like, oh, that's just the way it is. Like, it's just, it's like anything. If it's, stick and ball sports, if it's motorsports, just
points is points.
Points is points. But just having a good attitude is definitely, really.
They had the cage out before Atlanta was wrapped up for like a pro.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just had it cut out the bits. Yep. Cage.
All right, so this is a one more time between Boss and Aiden Copham. Another duo, another pair that is going into 32 tomorrow. Aiden Copham, Alan Boss.
Yep, a few things to take away from that first battle. Not sure what happened on the run-up from Aiden, because I feel like if that didn't happen, that would have been the deciding factor.
Yeah.
He was on a tear in that lead position.
Yeah, he was absolutely ripping, and I expect that again. This is, also, this is an opportunity for somebody like Aiden, new vehicle, welcome into Formula Drift, first season, you got to keep in mind how many times has he ran this car. So this is now, I would look at this as practice. This is just in a heated motion, in a heated moment too.
Yeah,
it's not just like, okay, practicing. No, you got to bring it 1, 2, 3 times maybe.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good point, Jared.
Strategy, turn and burn. Here we go. Aiden Copham out front. Raynard International Raceway. All new Z.
Oh boy.
Just rolled the line. All right, looks like Aiden jumped the light.
A little excited. No.
All right. All right, so yeah, Killer flamingos, dude. Look at that.
That'll be the next movie.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen
Flamingo nados.
Cocaine bear. Right?
Sharknadoes.
Yeah, Sharknadoes. Now killer flamingos. Yo, Aiden Coppin lights the wick. Yes, sir. Aiden Coppin absolutely burning those GT radials. Well done, yo. Almost overcooks it. And looks like Alan Boss, he was, I don't know if he was that close where he got affected by that line or just got lost in the smoke, but Aiden, he kept it out. That will be a deduction because he was offline, very comparable to what he did earlier, but just even deeper. But he did keep it between the lines, so I think it'll be a deficit, not an incomplete.
Yeah, I want to say he brought it back to the inner clip, but trending data says he probably was a few car lengths away from it.
Yeah,
so
look at the percentage here.
Let's
chase left.
Check out the replay here, and like you said, just absolutely lit the fuse here in that bench. I think he got a piece of the wall towards the end. Boss still in frame here as he adds the angle. That's not great job there, and he does bring it around, so it kind of made that line wonky, but still chaseable in my opinion, as Boss kind of abandoned ship, and Aiden just on his own tear, having a Thursday afternoon drive here into Stratford and across the finish line. So whether or not the judges see it different, that's up to them. But let's reverse the roles. Boss is going to get the clean air. He's going to have to, if that is a deficit on his part, then he's going to have a lot to make up for.
Yeah, I think Alan just chased him
too far.
Where he was going. Yeah, and that might have been a better strategy. Might suit him fairly well, actually, of the outcome on this battle. And here's Aiden again. Like I said, you got to treat this like you are in the finals right now, because Alan Boss, when he is out front, he seems to just get a little more dialed. Now you can see him reeling him in. Good placement by Boss. Yes. Good transition from that E-Fleet Z. And now into that. Whoa, look, throw some more angle at it across the finish line.
Yeah, the Flamingo stuck a leg out there. And woo. Yeah, good temperament, like we like to say here by Copham, as Boss needed to be a little deeper in that outer zone bank, as Copham just kind of waiting for his time to strike, and he does just that here, as Boss is, again, about a car width and a half off that inner clip, and now it's time for Copham to strike here, as Boss does a good job of checking the boxes here, getting that lead position out. So, but yeah, I believe he's going to be at a major deficit here, as Copham does a great job of sticking it to the door of him, of Alan Boss. So Copham. Great job.
All right, let's see who comes out on top. Slide him left for Aiden Copham, right for Alan Boss and Copham. So both of them need to refine it. Again, we will see Boss tomorrow, but Aiden, you know, needs to tighten it up, needs to get that chase game a little stronger. And also keep in mind, he keeps avoiding that inside clip coming off the bank like the plague. So he needs to dial it in, grip in, and shoot in. And he maybe take some notes from Hop. Brian Hop seems to be getting that thing down.
I just was kind of enamored almost by how well Copham took that wide mistake and made it smooth, like it, and didn't go a mile off of that inner clip.
Yeah,
really
still massaged it in there. So the final four of our seeding bracket, local time, just after 4:30, 4:32 to be exact. Levi Wait, so Wait and Booth, Hop and Copham. Sounds like a local beer bar. Hop and Copham, come on down. You get hops and you get ham. Come on back here in Connecticut.
Vibe and live loud. This is what we are.
The best machines have a heart. And it's your responsibility to protect what drives you forward. Because when the heart performs, everything performs. No limits, no compromises, pure performance. Ineos.
All right, welcome back here. The Final Four is set for seeding brackets. And they are pulling up to the line. We're talking about Waite and Booth. Levi Waite, the Drift Doctor, BMW E36, and Sean Booth, that Feel Suspension S chassis. The battle of the springs. There it is, warming up those GT radial tires. And on the other side, most recently, Hayden Copham getting that victory, and he'll be going against Hoplamazian. There's the stats, there's the numbers. Sean Booth saying 1,000 horsepower, Levi Waite. So statistically speaking, Sean Booth should absolutely have the vehicle stuck to the side of Levi Waite, because Levi will not be waiting for Sean Booth. Now here we go through the start chicane. Got a clean start, no cones hit. Here goes Levi. I mean, come on, Sean, you said you got the power. The power of the big, the power of the hoodoo, the voodoo. Here we go. There it is. That's what we're looking for. Drops into formation, then backs off. They both, looks like, take up that clip. Levi really using all of the course, all the way out to the course edge. I feel like Sean is dialing it back a little bit there, right? I mean,
we're just waiting for the punch.
Let's go.
Where's the punchline?
Yeah, well, bam. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know if the run up, he was just affected the entire run after that. He just could not close the door, and then it kind of affected the rest of his chase. But Levi needed to massage that thing a little bit further up the bank as we get into that first inner clip, and Sean actually takes out the clip, so decent placement there. And Waite, not the most stylish run, but he's checking all the boxes, you know, keeping the car in drift, at angle, and Booth is sticking it right there with him. And like I said, we did expect a little more pizzazz out of the Booth camp. You know, he's got the pedigree behind him of Mr. Bakchis, and hopefully he can do that in the lead position now, as we will reverse the roles and send him on their way.
All right, let's see what we got here from Sean Booth now out front. And both these guys, nothing to lose other than this battle, but they want to do well. Ooh, Sean, look at that. Just a big Manji entry, just swinging that thing into there. And that's what we're looking for. Sean absolutely stepping up. Now coming into, whoa, big angle there.
I like it.
Yeah, that was massive there from Booth. Now he's flexing the muscle. Oh boy, that is not ideal. What are you doing, Pop?
Buddy.
Oh no, that back left looking wonky. That is.
Buddy, was that after the line?
That, yeah, it was right before. It was like just right kind of, yeah.
Maybe if we can't see it on the live cameras, maybe Wally can help us out.
Yep.
As look at the Booth just coming out with all the aggression here in that, and while Waite doing a formidable job, he was just a little offset there, staying in the game, staying in the fight. Booth, great position there in that inner clip. Love the aggression. You're looking at all the angle, pouring it through that inner clip, and Waite kind of a couple seconds behind here in Booth. Let's take a look at this little incident here. He's doing a great job. Unfortunately, Jared.
Yeah, it looked like it was right before.
That cone is the finish line.
Yeah.
But now, this will be our definite say is if he was stopped drifting or had an incomplete before the finish line. So through the power alley here, you can see way behind him there. We don't have Booth literally on that pink car, but that's okay. As he's doing a great job here. Contact left. Opposite drift.
That's counter. Yeah, opposite drift. Yeah.
Come on, Booth. Well, he made it to the.
Oh man.
And
just handed Levi Waite that victory right there.
He sure did.
I mean, that was all Booth. That was his, and he said, "Hey, you want this? Here, have it. Go ahead." But now, you know, hopefully the car's okay. It was a big slap, but Levi Waite advances on with an unfortunate scenario for Sean Booth. Taps the wall, slaps back, slapping the base big time.
Good news is,
unfortunately, yeah, what's that?
He still has a chance for a podium in the seating.
Yeah.
So good for him. We'll see him, if not on the podium, tomorrow in competition.
Yeah, and also recounting, utilizing the technology, Race Data Labs, creating Wally. Again, just all the different telemetry. So watching the replay there, you saw Excel, decel, and then the animation showed you that hit the wall, countered opposite drift before the finish line. That is definitive, showcasing that, yes, it was before.
That's the word, definitive.
Yep. All right, so it is confirmed. Levi Waite moves on to the finals. Who's going to join him? Who's he going to go against? Is it Aiden Copham or Brian Hollywood Hoplamazian? We'll be right back.
Adam LZ here to tell you that Motorsports has taken me just about everywhere. And no matter the scenario, Link ECU is the answer. The flexibility Link gives me for drifting, the precision I need on track, the durability to handle off the track, and the reliability you want in a daily driver. Even when pushing an entire motorsport to a bigger level, Link ECU has been with me every step of the way.
The best machines have a heart, and it's your responsibility to protect what drives you forward. Because when the heart performs, everything performs. No limits, no compromises, pure performance. Ineos.
Welcome back here on a chill, nice, little windy Thursday. You can see the Rockstar Energy Drink flags waving in the wind. And all our sponsors, thank you to all those that support us. And look at that, Rockstar Energy Drink. That banner's seen better days.
That's how windy it is. The cars and the actual.
They're dragging bumper. They've been dragging bumper there. So again, thank you so much for joining us here. Round 2 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. I'm Jared Dienda. I've announced this for 23 years. How long have you been in the booth now with ProSpec? Is it
since 23? Okay. So carry the 3 years.
3 years. So Matt Sopa, thank you for joining us up here, and you'll be down on the start line later on this evening for our pro qualifying. Again, going back to our traditional single vehicle, 2 non-consecutive runs.
Right.
As up here in the booth, Greg Bussell, you can see Mr. Jacob Gettens and our whole crew, our judges. Wave to the camera there. Reese Matskills Marin. I know he's a big fan of the mulch. Brian Hoplamazian, the mulch daddy. Brian Eggert, Vernon Zvanveld, and you could see Will Michael from Race Data Labs up here in the booth, and Robbie Bushido Blade Nishida. Getting all tatty-zattied up here, dude. Look at this guy. Shows up and he's got different body markings all over him, dude. Thanks for joining us here. I think you're supposed to sit on the pad, or is that like a knee? Are you going gardening later when you get? Yeah, you put that down when you go do.
Oh, that's a cutting
gardening
board, Jared. He's
a cutting board.
Make
yes,
fresh meats.
He's going to make a charcuterie board. All right, well, very cool. This guy can't wait to have the sweet meats and the cheeses later on, due to Steve right there. Thanks, Steve and Todd. Appreciate it. We got a Drift Wizard up top there. He's conflicted, though. He's got the Von Gittin Jr. shirt and the Drift Wizard hat. Oh, look at Sun's Out, Guns Out. Look at this guy waving over here like an excited teenager at a Monster Jam party. This guy's throwing the heart hands. So, again, thank you for skipping work or skipping school. It is summer, so ideally you're not in school. And I don't know if she wants to be here really right now. The guy with the, oh, no, okay, she does. Okay, all right. Got a Chris Leonard fan in the building.
That's awesome.
This young man got the creative something on his shirt, but again, I'm hoping this place gets packed, man. I'm liking the vibes of it. It's a beautiful drive in. We got great weather on the forecast, and now we have the Mulch Daddy Brian Hollywood Hoplamazian, as he has called a competition timeout. Aiden Copham already up there on the start line, about to enter the burnout box, but Brian Hop had to hop his way back into the pits to work on his vehicle. There is the beautiful looking Z of Aiden Copham. Like I said, just 2 weekends ago, Brainerd International Raceway, the first ever Octane AutoFest 3-day party, curated by Chris Forsberg and the Brainerd team. They brought out the Seaboys, which they have their Seaboys garage up there. Those guys have one heck of a good time, dude.
It sounds like you had a good time.
Snowmobiles on water. My son was
so
up
cool.
DJing with DJ Susan. This guy was a party animal from San Diego. It was so much fun. DJ Susie, baby.
I've heard of music.
Yeah, no, it was, dude, it was awesome. We haven't looked at the track map, so there are a lot of zones. We've just kind of been laying them out there.
Power alley this.
Yeah, power alley this, zone that, but it's pretty straightforward. I think the judges, working with 3 of the drivers, it was Ryan Littoral, Matt Field, and Ken Gucci, who basically were steering them into what they thought, and then this is where we landed. This is where we're at.
Yeah, so we got,
and look, this is the track setup for this weekend, right? But I think that, as we have in years past, we've changed Irwindale. You know, RIP to Irwindale. We changed St. Louis. We've changed, what's that?
The Wall in New Jersey.
Yeah, Wall, New Jersey. I mean, we've changed the course, and you could see many different configurations, opportunities looking at this track. I mean, look at how many different paved roads are here. I think this is good, but also, you know, inside clips, flow of the track. I think this, you know, you really got to bring it. You got to dial in. And we talked about, you know, Aiden specifically, since he's on the line, he's hanging it out there a little bit too much. So ideally, spotter says you can't do that tomorrow if you want to win this
he's
thing.
drawn a weird arc, but it's working so far. But he's gonna have to clean it up.
Yep, tidy it up. As we are waiting for Brian Hoplamazian. Remember, we do have pro qualifying later for round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. But again, that will be later on. Thank you so much. As the live stream will be live local time 7:30, so just about, it's 4:45 local time, so do the math. Couple 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes from now, we'll be live on, again, Racer Network and across the globe. So make sure you download the app for every round of the Formula Drift Pro and ProSpec Championship.
All right, we're talking about decel zones and Wally helping us out.
Yeah.
You know, doing some helping out with judging and incidents, and you can see all the decel are marked out here in the red, especially at the run-up. You know, you're obviously going to expect a little slowdown on initiation here. We'll get through that bank. After coming off the bank, you can expect another one right before that inner zone 2, right before 3, right before 5, and that'll be the end of the lead driver, or excuse me, the chase driver expecting a slowdown from lead driver. And if there's any sort of slowdowns beyond those zones, then there's an incident, then the chase driver is usually going to be at fault.
Well, and also keep in mind, looking at those decel areas, when we say and talk about a dedicated decel area utilizing the telemetry via Race Data Labs and the Wally system, the decel area is not meaning slam on the brakes. It's a natural decel because you're at angle. Use the angle of the vehicle to slow it down. We don't want you to grab the handbrake, yank, brake check somebody, but again, if it's your first time or 100th time, that's what the judges are anticipating, is that natural. The car's producing that decel area from the transition.
It's not just red light, green light. There's, you know, there's some other colors.
Fluidity, progression, again, that natural decel with that, you know, mechanical grip. All right, here we go. So looks like, again, Hollywood Hop is back on the line. Aiden will lead. So again, take a look at as far as podium or top 3 of the seating brackets. again, who is going against Levi Waite. Sean Booth waits in the wings. So basically, if Aiden Copham advances on, Booth will get third place as far as seating brackets go. But again, the competition timeout called by Hop. We don't know exactly why he called it, but he did. Remember?
That's right.
So
it's one today.
Yep. All right, here we go. Crossing over is Aiden Copham and ditching Hop in the back. Look at that. The car is on that VR-powered, all-new Z. Aiden Copham. That's what we're looking for. That art. He timed it up. He put a bow on that thing. Now transition across that. Oh, Brian Hop way outside on that transition. And Hop might be down on power, having some issues here. Interesting enough, fun fact about this, Aiden's car and vehicle is prepped by Forsberg Racing. Hop's car produced and created by MA Motorsports, which was a crew chief of Chris Forsberg. And Kevin Bacon was a few good men. Let's take a look.
And Invisible Man. Anyway, Hop, excuse me, Aiden, you got me all messed up here. Copham polishing up what he's been listening to us, and the spotter, hopefully. Little absent out of that zone, but here you can see Hop getting just absolutely marinated in that smoke, and I think that's why he was such off course, because I could barely tell where he was. We're 50 feet above him, as Aiden does a great job of finishing the line, so Hop's really going to have to shine us on in that lead position. Big deficit there in the chase position, as Copham just did a really good job shining us on with that lead. It was just out of the gate, good stuff.
Well, we know what Hop is capable of, but like I said, it seems like he's got a little gremlin hanging out, living rent-free under the hood of that S13. So we'll see if Hop can put it together here. But like I said, work out the gremlins now as opposed to tomorrow, game day. And look at Aiden, aggressive in that chase position. Takes a little out of it to gain that proximity, but Hop sticks it to the wall. Well done, good angle. Now coming back into that inside clip. Let's see how they manage. Hop across the nose of the Z, now transitioning through that front clip, and Aiden brings it in, so he shallows up on that last outside zone, and across the finish line they go. Coming a little unwound there, a little early for both of them, but obviously like Aiden was right there. It's like, ugh.
He was right there. I just feel like that was a less of a mistake. He'll recover a lot easier. So look at, I really love how much angle Hop is throwing at the end of this bank after mid, as Aiden's trying to there, doing left foot braking, get through that inner clip there. Just great anticipation transition from Copham there, and here you can see it fall apart as he just swings the car, almost over rotates it. And I think that's why he fell back there and really had to cheat that line in the chase position, as Brian Hop finishes out his lead run. Great job as expected. I just feel like he had a little more of a mistake in that chase position. I think that's what it's going to boil down to as we find a winner going to our finals.
And there it is. Aiden Copham gets the victory and is going to the finals. This, I'm telling you, after Atlanta, he had a really good attitude. I think this is a small victory for Hop as well. So Hop Amazian. But so with that being said, is Sean Booth does finish third in the seeding brackets, but it's more so about advancing on, and again, tomorrow's game day. So Aiden Copham with the fresh win will go on against Levi Waite. So it'll be Waite versus Copham in our seeding bracket finals, with, again, our finals, our final battle of our seeding brackets. And Copham making his way back to the pits, a lot closer. The pro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
If you're coming to, he's got the VIP.
Yeah.
You know,
couple
I mean, you know, the PROSPEC guys, unfortunately,
they're the overflow.
It's only so big. You know, they're GA. They're standing room only over there. I'm joking, but again, they're on the other side of it. What are you looking at, Chris? Why are you looking at me like that? What are you looking at, Swan? All right. So taking a look down the line, utilizing Canon cameras. Canon coming on board. Really cool activation. If you're a photographer, amateur, pro, regardless, Canon, great equipment utilized by many professional photographers across the globe. Came on as a sponsor, and they have a really cool activation. Bodies, lenses, talking about the equipment. So it's really cool, and that's what I love. I mean, I work with Accelerate, the automotive educational program, and there's many different facets to an event like this. Here, as an announcer, starter, you know, obviously management, judging, photographers, content creators, not just drivers. There's mechanics, technicians, fabricators, all that, man. There's so many different roles, perspectives, and opportunities when it comes to motorsports, and specifically Formula Drift.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just a culmination of all sorts of skills and lifestyles just coming together for our entertainment, and we're here to talk about it.
And competition and success and glory, but I'm really excited to have Canon come on board as a sponsor of Formula Drift, so thank you to Canon. All right, a little lull over the crowd as we are getting prepared. So let's take a look back at our 2025 season. We have the pros coming up for qualifying next. Again, we have regressed back to the vehicles as we took a look back at 2025, the streets of Long Beach, where we kick off every season of the Formula Drift Championship, the unforgiving walls, and as Frederick Osbo back to his championship form. Making our way to the iconic Road Atlanta, a wet one for the Irish driver and, of course, the driver from Norway. But James Dean on a tear. Haroya Manoa, we've yet to see him this season, but I just saw him post a really rad clip, Rally 4, jumping the Toyota. Did you see that?
Oh, I wish. I know.
Yeah, he's on social. But Haroya Manoa, we miss him dearly, but very talented driver. Can't wait to see him. What round is TBD? Maybe you want to talk about this?
Yeah, just look at these LZ versus Osbo, just absolutely shredding that the last time we were in Jersey there, and LZ taking the podium, I believe, for one of the first times. And Jack, just
a great addition to the Formula Drift family.
Yeah, it's just a real pleasure at the start line. Get to see these guys in their final moments before they're off, fighting each other, and it's just such a pleasure to see these guys.
Yeah, it was an all-Irish final there in St. Louis as we bid adieu to St. Louis. We're not going back there. And then Seattle, the battle in Seattle, tussling, banging doors, ripping, gripping, and Matt Field with this signature champagne. Might as well jump. Looks like Matt Van Halen, more like it. And again, another track we are not revisiting, Utah Motorsports Campus, where James Dean officially locks up the 2025 Formula Drift Championship with still a round to go. So LB2, as we lovingly have called it, Jack Shanahan, Ryan Turk, and like I said, Jack Shanahan, what a great addition. His younger brother, Connor Shanahan, giving him the hug because big old Jack gets the win at round 8, the final round. LB2, the streets of Long Beach, will be alive and kicking once again this October. So either buy your tickets or watch on Racer Network. That is our pro schedule. And again, within PROSPEC, you can see, again, PROSPEC of those 8 is Indy and Vegas, after here, Connecticut. But on Sunday, we're officially halfway through the season for both PROSPEC and Pro.
I can't believe it.
It feels like yesterday we just, saw our driver come out on top.
Right, and it just felt like yesterday we were at the streets of Long Beach, just making the engines echo off the buildings there.
Yeah, and look at that, Shanahan, Vaughn Gittin Jr. Just coming in saying like, all right, it's gonna be that kind of party. I'm gonna stick my Mustang in the mashed potatoes, brother. All right, Levi Waite, the Drift Doctor, BMW E36, Waits, literally and figuratively living up to his name. Hey, I just got informed, I was not aware of this, Levi Waite, terrible accident on the way here. Crashed, his hand was banged up. One of his team members had to have surgery today.
I broke his back, I believe.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So it's, dude.
Have you seen that picture of the RV going in the?
No, that's what I'm saying. I was just informed of this literally moments ago. Will, who's a longtime friend, he just told me about Levi Waite. So really thinking about him and his team. Glad they're okay. Yeah, it could have been way worse. So
for sure,
Levi, you are a drift doctor, but you can only do so much. So glad you're here. Glad your team's okay for the most part, having to go through surgery. So Levi, again, thinking about you, man, and your whole team. So this is definitely an earned victory in so many ways.
You are, Jared.
Levi Waite, Aiden Copham. Levi will lead. Aiden chasing him down, and Levi has worked his way, and he got handed this victory. Sean Booth was on it. Remember, he hit that wall. Sean in that last outside zone right before the finish line. So Aiden knows what Levi's capable of, but both these guys got very capable vehicles. Levi Waite on that big bank, but look at Aiden. You can see him gaining that proximity, drops down a little bit, but then regains composition and composure, now going into that outside zone, through that power alley, and into the second to last outside zone. And look at that proximity from Aiden. That was really strong. But he did it again just before the finish line. Comes a little unwound. You got to drift through the finish line. That could haunt you. That could really hurt you. That's
you're talking Wade or Aiden?
I would say Aiden came a little unwound, but I want to see the angle because Levi might have been coming unwound.
Yeah, it's
might have thrown him off.
I was just thinking about Levi's run here. He's checking all the boxes really well, but the transitions they don't feel aggressive. He's just kind of going through the motions almost. But Aiden's able to chase that really well, and it's not like it's a bad or lead run, but it's just the
momentum.
Yeah, the momentum. It just needs to be like more attentive with the car. But check out this. He was on it, but I don't know what happened with Aiden there. It's just kind of came unwound.
Yeah. So again, it's the analyzing, and this is where the race data labs info and telemetry can really come into play as a tool for the judges about momentum and speeds and decel and all of that rate to angle and just the angle, degree of angle in itself. Aiden Copham, clean air out front, that Brainerd International Raceway, all new Z, and there he is, high and tight like a fastball pitch, right, giving us some chin music. Comes now down in, and look at Levi Wade. He was already down there because he had a lower line, but Aiden really working it out. He is it's simpatico. It's a symphony right now for Copham, and that's what you're talking about, right? Just
that was a cool angle.
That was so sick. Captured on that Canon camera. So yeah, definitely getting that at aperture speed. Well done.
Yeah, that was a very finals lead run there from Aiden Copham as we check out the racer replay, just whipping that Z into the position, getting real deep into that bank. I really like what I saw there is Levi's pulling a little angle out of the car, very shallow, but he does kind of cheat the line there to get that proximity, which he doesn't quite ever close the door, but Aiden's doing a great job here, just slinging the tail end of that Nissan Z back and forth through the zones, pouring on the smoke, and just Levi absolutely bathing back there in his smoke as Aiden finishes out the run. We get another look at it here as Levi does his best to try and keep up. He stays in frame for the most part. You can see our race data lab numbers there on the side of the screen as we get through hours 2. You see the kind of difference here now that we have a complete battle. Just at face value, this isn't kind of determining the winner or anything, but just kind of see the raw data as it comes unfolded here. Awesome proximity there.
All right. Well,
look at that.
Yeah, take a look. So we're taking a look at what Race Data Labs is grabbing, and you can see percentage over here, telemetry. Walk us through. What are we looking at?
Yeah, so you can see the center line there is either they're decelerating or accelerating. You can see the green and red lines in the center of the car, and the yellow and blue is just kind of which car is which, and you can see the angle on the right hand, the gauges on the right. Really cool stuff here. You can see obviously the position of their track is down to the centimeter.
Look at the procs on the bottom: 15, 10, 9, 8, 6, 3. That was cool.
So many cool additions that Michael's put in here, or just in the last 3 or 4 rounds. It's really cool stuff.
Yeah. All right. And another really cool thing that they added is the weather bot. So basically rain and the elements. So when the rain comes into play, if you just looked at the data, you're like, why is it so slow? Well, you wouldn't obviously see rain digitally. So so it's really cool. So all right, so it looks like they are out of their vehicle. We have a winner. We have a winner of our seating brackets, but we kick things off with third place, and it looks like he's going to be making his way.
Yeah, he's going to be on foot, Jared.
Making his way downtown. It looks like, oh, he's right there. There he is. So, all right, third place of our seating brackets, coming to us from the East Coast in that Field Suspension S chassis. Third place of our seating brackets, Sean Booth. Sean Booth, make some noise. There he is, grabbing third place. Congratulations. Didn't bring his car.
And grabbing a selfie.
A little banged up. Yeah, cranking a selfie. Cranking that Soldier Boy. All right, speaking of Soldier Boy, unanimously our victor. It was a good battle. Again, our thoughts and prayers there with you, Levi Waite, his team. Terrible accident, so I'm glad him and his team are okay. But between Waite and Copham, unanimously, your winner of our Link Engine Management ProSpec seating brackets is Aiden Copham gets the victory in our PROSPEC seating brackets in the Brainerd International Raceway All-New Z, and that means the Drift Doctor gets second place in our PROSPEC seating brackets. Congratulations, Aiden Copham. What a confidence booster for him after Atlanta, getting only a few turns, and now here he is coming out on top, looking strong. The car is there, the driver is there. All of the formula has come together here at Formula Drift.
Yeah, it kind of seemed to be the trend here in the seating bracket. We had Ruger, now Booth. They really got to show up, and now they get to really show us what they got tomorrow.
Yep. All right. So again, congratulations to Aiden Copham, Levi Waite, and Sean Booth. And here's how it all plays out for tomorrow. Look at Talaska, our leaders, going against Schulman. And taking a look at this. So just most recently, looking at Sean Booth, he goes against Mac Moomey. That's going to be one heck of a battle. Cameron Sorensen and Amanda Sorensen in the same bracket, and then Aiden Copham against Dustin Farrell. So again, our winner today gets that #1 spot, but again, preceded 24 drivers. We backfill with the grade 8 from today and filling the 32. So the 32 set for tomorrow's game day. Round 2 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship as we see the pros get ready for practice. We'll see you here at local time, 7:30. So just over, or just under 2.5 hours here at Stafford Speedway. Thank you so much, Sofa.
Thank you. I'm going to get some grub, but I'll see you at the start line, Jared.
Sounds good. Thank you to our judges. Thank you to Reese, Brian, and Vernon. Ryan Sage. I'll bring Jacob Gens here, the Blue V, the Teal 2. He'll be up here, and Greg Bussell's in the building. Greg with 3 Gs. Put some respect on it. More Gs for more fun. Don't go anywhere. Formula Drift, 7:30. Tune in. Racer Network across the globe. Tell your grandma. We're going to have a damn good time here in Stafford, Connecticut.